had Cold War zombies filled with round-based maps, but it was also full of one new experience we have never seen before. Outbreak. This is a objective-based zombies map where you travel to different regions around the entire map and do different objectives. Welcome to the final Cold War zombies analysis. Yep, this is the final one, and I hope you guys enjoy it. So this is the final Cold War zombies map, Outbreak, and let's go and hop into the map layout. This should be really weird with the map layout, but let's go and hop into it. Now, this is going to be the weirdest category because Outbreak is no map. It's an open world zombies experience. So you're going to travel to different regions using teleporters. Now, the different regions are, I'll give you a few examples: Galava, Alpine, Ruka, maybe a little bit of that Sanatorium. And all of these maps are pretty much just very large open world experiences where you can loot, do objectives, and do mini missions. And yeah, it's pretty much the map layout. I mean, it's really hard to just explain, but that's the whole thing with Outbreak. It's pretty much just open world zombies. Not too much to say about the map layout, so I mean, we might as well just go and hop into the gameplay already. Now, like I just said, Outbreak is a mode surrounding about doing objectives. Now, objectives are things that each time you load into a new region, there's a certain objective that you have to do. Now, these are pretty basic objectives like defend, escort, and, simple tasks such as that. And once you complete these objectives, a random anomaly will spawn around the region. Once you activate that, your essentials will pop up and a thing allowing you to go into a next region. Now, these essentials are going to be Pack-a-Punch, a Wonder Fizz, a crafting station, an armor station, all of the pretty much main stuff, and you can choose to go to a new region, which is what those little top right things, that's pretty much what's replacing rounds in the top right, or you could choose to exfil and just end the game early. Now, there's no necessarily wonder weapon in this map, but the ray gun is pretty much the wonder weapon of this mode. I mean, ray gun is pretty much the best gun in this mode, unless you're doing the Outbreak Easter egg. But it's pretty simple. This mode is not too hard at all. But what makes this mode pretty cool is that everything in the old mode, everything in the previous maps, I mean, including Mauer Toten and Forsaken, even though they came later, this will include all of the bosses. I don't think it includes the service with the Crystal X, which is actually kind of depressing. Why would they add the other bosses? But we have Panzer Soldats, we have the Mimics, we have Manglers, we have normal zombies, we have Tempest, we even have the Abomination. We also have Disciples. So all of the bosses in all the other round-based maps are all together in this one mode. Even the Orda makes a return. The Orda is even in this mode. He basically walks around the map, and if you defeat him, you'll get some treasures. Now, there's also mini objectives that you can do, which help you increase your gun's rarity or even make your gun Pack-a-Punch. Now, I'll give you a few examples. We have the Dark Ether Crystal objective, which will give you an Ether tool to upgrade your gun's rarity, or we have a Dark Ether Chest Soul thing, which if you destroy 3 orbs around the map, you will then be able to get a free Pack-a-Punch weapon. Very, very cool there. And there's also a ton of other objectives, like the mode where you have to defeat an elite zombie. But all of these things come around to make the mode pretty cool. And over time, this mode has gotten a lot more cooler and a lot more better by adding all these things. All the perks are in this mode, and there's even vehicles you can drive around. It's a pretty cool. I actually quite like Outbreak. I think it's a fun change of pace. If you guys want nothing, if you guys don't want round base anymore, if you guys don't if you guys are tired of round base, you can just hop on to Outbreak objective based zombies. They took a risk here, and I said the risk paid off. Honestly, I think there was a ton of people on Outbreak, and there's a ton of people that play Outbreak. it's a pretty fun mode, so I definitely recommend you give it a try. There is one problem I have with it, and that is that the meta is shotguns. There's literally no reason at all to do any other weapon. Shotguns deal the most damage, and they're probably just the best weapons to use. So I think that's a bit of a problem, but I think that's all I have to really talk about gameplay-wise, really. So let's go and hop into the Easter egg. That's right, there's 2 Easter eggs in this map. Let's go and hop into them. Now, we have 2 Easter eggs to talk about here. So we're going to talk about the first one first. But we actually have 2 different Easter eggs there. One of them is a harder Easter egg with a bit of a trash cutscene. And one of them is an easier Easter egg, but with a pretty neat cutscene. So the first Outbreak Easter egg is definitely a very tricky Easter egg indeed. It is a very hard Easter egg, actually. So the first part is you have to get to round 3 or above and find a radio around the map. Now with this radio, what you have to do is you have to input a different signal into 3 other amplifiers around the normal radio. Once you input the 3 signals onto the 3 amplifiers, which can sometimes give you a thing called feedback where a ton of other zombies will spawn in, which is kind of annoying actually. But once you input all the signals into the amplifiers that matches the radio, Maxis will actually begin to talk to you and tell you that we had to talk over a secure line and that she's being held at Requiem. And she also gives you a little thing for a certain pillar thing. But yeah, she's pretty much being undertaken at Requiem and will not allow her to go and do stuff at Outbreak. So, yeah, Weaver's pretty much just keeping her hostage. But once you go to one of the little pillars inside of the anomaly area and input the talking device onto that thing, Maxis will say this.
There you are. There's something you must do. Ravenov is in the field. Find him. I can still trust you, yes? Don't worry. This is a secure frequency used only by the beacon. Requiem won't know anything. Unless you tell them.
So yeah, Requiem cannot hear Maxis talking to us, and she basically wants us to go find Ravenov and pretty much just look for his mark. Now, once you travel to the next region, you will have to find a certain monkey that has an M next to it. Once you shoot that certain monkey bomb, it will give you some projector little card things. And once you go in around the map and find the projector, put the little card thingies inside the projector, it will actually give you some hints toward the Easter egg. It'll pretty much just show stuff about Ruka and how we need to go to the missile silo in Ruka. And once you travel to the next region, it will 100% be Ruka. And once you go to Ruka, you will then realize that you will be into a new objective called Operatia Inversia, or something like that. I don't know how to say it. Operatia Inversia. So once you do this, you will need to enter one of the biggest secret, I think this is the biggest secret area of any map we've ever seen. Once you enter the elevator, it will actually put you into four different missile silos underneath the giant weird area inside of Ruka where the weird looking things were. So once you go in the elevator, you will then need to go find a certain place and turn the lockdown off, and then Ravenov will actually say this to you, and you will actually find Ravenov, and he will pretty much just do this.
Requiem! Where is Maxis?
I'm here, still being held by Requiem. They don't want me in the field.
They do not trust you. But we do know what is at stake, yes? Somehow, Beck found a way to supercharge the crystal's power for his warheads. By using those crystalline creatures.
If the warheads at this facility were to detonate, they would trigger an inversion in this reality, creating outbreak zones wherever Omega chooses.
It is no use. I cannot launch the missiles from here. I need you to find the keys. That is the only way we can put an end to Operatsia Inversia. Maxis, is there anywhere in particular you want to see destroyed?
This power is too dangerous for either Omega or Requiem to possess. So I say, we dump them in the middle of the Pacific.
Sounds like a plan. Go. Find the launch keys. I will prep the missiles.
When you have secured the keys, we can launch these missiles into the ocean. You think Requiem will have a problem with
Do
this?
not worry about Requiem. It is the right thing to do. You and I both know this.
So yeah, you will need to find 3 different keys inside of this new area, the missile silos. So 3 of these keys will be each of them in their unique quest. One of them, if you walk into a room, like 50 mimics will spawn in total. And once look at this mimic army coming down the stairs. It is honestly nightmarish. Once you kill all 50 of these mimics, you will then need to go to a certain dead body, and then you'll need to grab the key, but then a fake red elite mimic will spawn in, and after you kill that guy, he will drop the real first missile silo key. The next key you need to get is the one where you need to go into a jellyfish. So all you need to do is just shoot some crystals and then collect their mini crystal. Sorry about that. Collect their mini crystals. Once you collect these mini crystals, you just need to input them into a little canister, take the canister and go into a missile silo D, and then you're going to need to use the special of it to travel inside of the giant jellyfish. Now, once you're inside this giant jellyfish, you just need to pretty much just spam X or square, and then you will eventually grab the next key, and then you just need one more. The next one is actually pretty simple as well. All you need to do is grab a banana essence trap. That is right, one of the banana essence traps. And then you just need to throw it below a monkey. A monkey will just be randomly around the map, like a ghost monkey. And then you just need to collect it, and then once you hold square or X on the essence trap, it'll pretty much just say target lost, but then you can just grab the key after you do that, and then that'll be all 3 keys. Then you need to pretty much shoot. I actually think there's a legit way to do this, but I don't know it, so I'm just doing trial and error. You pretty much just need to guess the correct password, and once you go around the map clicking on all 3 of the panels for each of the silos, you will then need to enter one of the hardest boss fights in Treyarch Zombies history. This is the Legion, that's right, the Legion boss battle, a ginormous Tempest. So Tempests are annoying enemies, but this guy is almost as annoying, honestly. So this guy will pretty much just be a pestilence. Now, what makes this fight honestly hard, in my opinion, is that you can't see its armor bar. In boss fights going forward, you can see its armor value. Not in this boss fight. So you're going to have to continuously keep damaging its armor inside of its chest. It will be spawning death barriers. There's going to be zombies everywhere. There's going to be panzers even. There's going to be stupid mimics and manglers. But once you deal enough damage to the armor, he will then fall, and then you can see deal enough damage to one of the 3 orbs that will come out of him, and then you will destroy one, and that is 1/3 of the boss battle done. And then you just need to repeat this again, and I use the death machine for the 2nd time. He will fall yet again, destroy one of the 3 orbs yet again, or one of the 2 orbs now, and then he will only have one little fraction of his health yet left. Then, once you do this a 3rd time, which I was able to do, but I did not have any ether shot available. Actually, yeah, I did, but I could not reach the orb with a shotgun. So I failed. So once he falls again, he will pretty much just, you're going to need to destroy the 3rd orb. But I thought my shotgun was doing damage, but I could not reach it with my shotgun. But so I failed the Easter egg because not only did a mimic grab me, but then I just died. Extremely depressing stuff. a death barrier spawned on top of me as I was trying to kill his orb, and I died. Good thing the cutscene's not very good at all. It pretty much just Raptor 1 saying that Weaver's mad at Samantha. Wow, so much good stuff there. But yeah, it's just that's the boss fight. This boss fight's extremely difficult, and yeah, mimics are really annoying when they just grab you. So yeah, that's pretty much the Legion boss fight. It's a pretty tough boss battle, but let's go and hop into the second Outbreak Easter egg here. Now, I don't know if I would call the second Outbreak Easter egg better than the first. I think in gameplay, I think I like the first one just because it's a harder Easter egg. But the second one is pretty neat, okay? It has some pretty easy steps. So the first step is to find a red portal somewhere on the map. Yet again on the third wave. So basically you just need to go on the third wave, and then you need to find a red portal on whatever map you're on, and then you just need to jump through it, and then you just need to you're pretty much just going to be flying around the air, and you pretty much just need to find another red portal while you're in the sky. And you're just going to need to continuously keep going in red portals until you reach one that will fling out a part that is pretty much like will allow you to talk to Ravenov. So the part will begin to fly out of the sky, and once you land, you need to find it, and then once you grab it, you need to go back to the beacon pillar thing on the anomaly, place it down, and then you can talk to Ravenov. And he will say this.
Ravenov, do you copy? Ah, finally, a strong signal. Weaver, your team must head to the area near the sanatorium. I will explain further when they arrive.
And immediately you will be teleported to Operatia in Synthesis. And then once you're here, this is so already this is easier because you're jumping right into the operation here. Because it's earlier than you can do it earlier than the previous one, Operatia Inversia. Now at round 4 is pretty much the least. So now that you're here, you're going to need to find, because it's a 100% chance that you're going to teleport to Sanatorium. And once you're here, you need to find a downed helicopter, and then you will then talk to, and then a radio will play talking to Dr. Jagger, the guy that's in Mauer Toten, but that's in the future. And this is what Dr. Jagger would, apparently Jaeger, actually, so I'm foolish, but Jaeger will now talk like this.
Ravenov, it is Dr. Hugo Jaeger. I hope either you or Requiem find this recording. Most of us survived the crash. We're headed to Monument Island. I hope we'll be safe from Omega. Before you ask, yeah, that is on the other side of the phase, but the scientists I'm with...
Move on my
They
waypoint.
have created something incredible. A device that will go through the phase without dying. Or worse, they only have one prototype, but they are assembling another from spare parts so you can follow us. Unfortunately, we are missing a component. And a serial orb. Find one and bring it to the bridge. There will be a slight modified probe.
So yeah, he pretty much is just like, scientists waiting, but you pretty much just need to go ahead and find an ether orb, and then you need to find a ether bunny at a box location, and then you need to take this ether bunny to the slightly modified rover, aka pretty much the thing that you escort in the Dr. Gray's escort mission. Put the ether bunny inside of there, then the dark ether, like anomaly looking thing, will then go into the rover, and then you'll be transported into a escort step. So it's pretty much just like the escort step, except you're going to be traveling into the dark ether, which is very sick. This is one of the only times we see inside the dark ether. And you're going to be trying to escort this little rover, and there's going to be Tempest, which is really annoying. But there's going to be boss enemies, and there's going to be stuff. It's actually pretty easy. But you just need to escort the rover to the bottom of a monument, and then once you climb up here, a giant piece of trash, Jaeger will have told you that this was all a trick, and this will play.
Butchered. Looks like they left something for us.
Hello, Requiem. So glad you could make it. Enjoying my handiwork? Do not worry, they did not go quietly. Dr. Zarkova, she put up quite the struggle. It was almost honorable. But there is no honor in betraying Omega. It is a despicable act of cowardice. When Kravchenko learned of the plot to defect, I could not volunteer fast enough. Once I infiltrated their group, The Colonel gave me 2 tasks. 1, kill the traitors. Easy enough. Nothing a hacksaw and a gas can could not solve. But the second, to lure Requiem's so-called elite strike team into a trap. That added a complication. But fortunately, crashing helicopters is easy once you've poisoned the pilot. As for the Ethereum neutralizer, rest assured, it will be well taken care of in Omega's hands. Soon we will change the world, Requiem. Auf Wiedersehen.
Shit! Multiple hostiles moving on your location, and I mean all of them.
You will then need to go into an exfil for like five minutes, and you're gonna need to kill pretty much all the zombies like a normal exfil thing. And there's gonna be an order that's there. Really, not too much of an upgrade in the exfil, honestly. I mean, this should just be in the normal exfil. The order does not add much. All you need to do is just kill it. It shouldn't take too long. I mean, it is the longest thing to take to kill. But once you kill that and you kill all the zombies, then Raptor 1 will then pick you up. But as you're going into the sky, boom! A giant missile will hit the helicopter and you'll begin falling to the ground, only to leave Kravchenko, the leader of Omega, to take you and Raptor 1 hostage. And your pretty much just going to be getting used by Kravchenko, and Weaver recognizes him, the guy that literally took his eyeball out. Kravchenko pretty much did that in Black Ops 1 on the mission. I think it was the one where it was like the rocket ship. I'm not too sure, but I think, yeah, Kravchenko took Weaver's eyeball, and that's why he has an eye patch. But yeah, you're gonna be taken hostage, and that's where the events of Mauer der Toten go into. And that's going to be pretty much the end of this. So, if you guys did enjoy this episode, please hit the like button down below. That's pretty much the end of both the Outbreak Easter eggs. I think the second one is better storyline, but the first one's better gameplay-wise, especially boss fight-wise. So if you guys did enjoy this episode, make sure to hit that like button down below, and I will see you guys in the next episode for Zombies and Spaceland, the first non-Treyarch analysis. See you guys in the next episode. Peace.